Hello everyone and welcome. We are here, we are live, and we are gathered today in memory of Warriorking, though I think some of my Kerbals here aren't quite as solemn as perhaps they should be. Warriorking, of course, came to a sticky end in a plane accident on the runway last Monday, and we are here to remember him by planting a flag out here in front of the astronaut complex. So we got all of the Kerbals that I have thus far, except for Valentina. Valentina, of course, is still recovering in hospital. But what we're going to do is we're going to get Jebediah to step forward a little bit. He's going to plant a flag, if we can find it here. There it is. That would have been bad if it wasn't there. And there we go. So, in memory of Warriorking. A little message here. The Kraken can't find you now. So goodbye, Warriorking. We're hoping that this will be the only one of these flags we end up putting here. But right now, why don't we recover all of these fellas here? So unfortunately, this is going to take a little bit. Recovering Jebediah. And then we'll talk about what we're going to be getting into this episode. Alright, yeah, and of course we're going to get all of these messages, aren't we? They're all right here, so hopefully, yeah, I can just recover this way. 1, 2. Yes, none of them have any science. Imagine that. And next, that was Rob. Oh, we still got a couple more. And John. I think this is the last one. And Bill. And Bill's the last one. And the goofy vehicle I used that doesn't warrant talking about that I used to get them all out there. Okay, let's get into then the administrative building. And, oh, not the administrative building, I'm sorry, into mission control. And we'll take a look at what contracts we still have active and what new ones are available. We got the Munar 1 to adjust its orbit for the very last time. That's coming up in actually just a few hours, so I'm going to do that one right off the bat once we sort of leave the KSC. We also have to perform our first orbital EVA. We've actually done a few orbital EVAs, but I got a little messed up in the contract, or the fine print on this one, which says that I have to do an EVA report and then I got to transmit it. So hopefully we can deal with that. But I also, looking in here ahead of time, noticed a couple of new ones I could get. Under collecting science, we have collect science data from the surface of the moon because I want to go back to the moon with Munar 5. I guess this will now be Munar 5B. This is my land and return mission that had a bit of a staging mishap. There's nothing wrong with that vehicle as far as I'm concerned, or at least that we haven't discovered yet. So I want to do that. So that's what we're going to be doing. Also, this episode, we also have underneath giving aircraft purpose. There it is. Fly your first, build and fly your first plane. Of course, the Juno 2 has flown actually a total of 4 times if we also include Warriorking's crash. Unfortunately, this contract got failed when Warriorking crashed, but it's come up again, so we're going to try it again. And I have an idea of something to do with the Juno 2 to scrounge up a little bit more science. Might get to that this episode, might be for next Monday, I don't know. We'll have to find out. And I got one more contract pack I want to take a look at, which is Tourism Plus. And we're definitely going to do, this is what I want to focus on mostly today. Tourism Plus is a great contract pack. The tourist contracts in stock generate a lot of cash for you, and so does Tourism Plus, as well as Reputation. But instead of it just being the same old just put a Kerbal in orbit, put a Kerbal in suborbit, and all of that kind of stuff. They get kind of repetitive. These actually have a logical progression going right up to, you know, space casinos, and it gets to be a lot of fun. But before we get into any of that, we do have to kick off our space tourism by taking Tito, I believe is his name here, Tito Kerbin, he just up into orbit, bring him back down. So simple, pimple, hopefully. And we also need to bring a pilot along. We can't just stick tourists in a capsule and fire them off without any kind of supervision anymore. So we're going to grab that one as well. All right. Let's talk very briefly about science, because I do have 141.5 science. And I can, and I'm tempted to take a look at fuel systems here, which is 90. For the bigger tanks, I could definitely use them. And the external fuel duct, I can definitely reuse that. But what I really want, considering this is supposed to be a series about a moon program, is what I really want is this command modules. And although this gives us the 2 crewed modules and the Lunar Excursion module and stuff like that, what it actually is, what I really want is this one, pressure control. I will have the ability to control pressure inside the capsules. That means I can pressurize them. That means that Kerbals don't have to wear their spacesuits in the capsules, and that will open up the ability to do more long duration types of missions. So I think what I'm going to do, this is 160, I'm at 141, not too far off, so I think I'm actually not going to spend this. I'm going to save for command modules. I think that is a more worthwhile investment. Okay, let's get out to Munar 1. This one shouldn't take long, and then we'll get back to Munar 5B, which will hopefully take care of that. Now let's see. Oh, this is a probe. Munar 1. There it is. Did I recover the flag? Oh my gosh. In my recovering frenzy, I may have recovered Warriorking's flag. Okay, well, I'll fix that between streams. It'll come back. Wow, that was the shortest duration memorial ever built. If I did recover it, but you're probably right. I think I did. Okay, where are we at here? Oh yes, contracts. Contracts. There we go. So Munar 1 has a contract to put itself into this specific orbit. We can probably see it from out here. And I found this one kind of attractive. Let's turn off all the other gibberish. Because I liked how it's just a change. This is Munar 1's current orbit. This purple one's the one we're shooting for. And I like how all you're doing, you're not changing the plane, you're not changing the apoapsis or periapsis, you're simply changing the argument of the periapsis. So I thought that was kind of a fun one to set up. I've already set up the burn. It's 157.3 meters per second. I only have 260 meters per second left in the vehicle. I'm hoping we're going to do this. Clearly, this will be the last burn this thing will ever take. And we'll just hope. We're going to have to hope for the best. Whatever way this works out, this is the end of it. So let's warp straight out to this maneuver. See, we're way out from Kerbin. Time warp canceled. Why is it? Oh, the time warp's canceled because of the alarm clock alarm I set for this very particular maneuver. So that's why that got canceled. In case I was doing something else at the time, it reminded me to come out here. Okay, and we need to put this onto wherever this burn vector is. You can see this is mostly radial. We are burning pretty darn close to just straight at Kerbin. Is this at full thrust? It is not. How long does this burn? 45 seconds? No. Okay. Now it's a 5-second burn. You know what? Let's reduce this a little bit more. That should be good. All right. So let's get ourselves a little closer here and get ready to do this. And hopefully, if it doesn't work here, then it's not like we can come back and try again. This thing will be out of fuel. So I'm going to go to half throttle at 7 seconds. There we go. And what I'm really looking at are these contract parameters and waiting for them to go green. And the moment they go green, we're done. Hopefully they'll go green. I'm going to reduce throttle. They're green. That's it. Woo! We got close enough. Just got to maintain stability for 10 seconds. Come on. There we go! Contract complete. Still 16 meters per second left in this thing, but let's shut down the engine and officially say that this craft has done its work. Oh my gosh, this has been a great little craft for me. It did a flyby of the moon many moons ago. It has done 2 of these orbital correct changes type of contracts. But I think it's officially now retired. It's going to live in this orbit from here on in. I don't even think it can... It's not even intersecting the moon anymore with all the shenanigans that we've done. So it's probably going to just live out here for the rest of its days. Okay, let's get back to the Space Center. And we'll take a look at the Munar 5. All right, and we'll go... Oh, let's warp to sunrise. Oops, there we... Come on, get in there. There we go. Sorry, I was fiddling around with some stream stuff, too, at the same time. There's what I'm looking for. Not that you can see any of this. Okay, here we are. Let's bring up the Munar 5. So just to remind people, last Monday I flew this to the moon, and the idea is for it to land, collect a bunch of science, but also a materials bay and a goo, and then bring that science back to Kerbin, because Kerbalism forces you to do that. But we had a bit of a staging mishap. But I will draw attention to the actual staging here is fine. And in fact, if you go back and take a look at that stream and take a look at that moment, the staging was fine. I don't know what exactly happened. Maybe I double tapped on the space bar and staged twice. I'm not sure, but to maybe make this a little bit more idiot proof, I'm going to use some action groups here. I'm going to use action group number 3. And on action group number 3, we're going to activate these engines. And we're going to stage... decouple that fairing, or not the fairing, sorry, the decoupler. And so that way 3, I'll depend on that rather than the staging to fire this thing off. And actually, while I'm here, why not attach those antennas to a action group 2? I have a couple of antennas on here. So action group 1 will extend that antenna, and there's another one right here. Extend that antenna. Okay, let's save this. And let's launch. Okay, and I'm going to rename this fella. Let's see. Whoa, where's that probe body? Can I get up in here? Aim the camera. Where's a probe body? Oh my gosh. Oh, there's what I'm looking for. I want to rename this the Munar 5B, because the Munar 5 is sitting on the moon right now. And yeah, let's just accept that. Okay. Of course, but the first step in all of this is to achieve an orbit. So actually... aim camera, reset camera. There we go. That's better. Let's open this up. And throttle's up. SAS is on. Put that on there and go. We're off. We're off. We're off. We're off in this ungainly booster. And I'll just start my gravity turn here a little bit. Lock that onto prograde. You know, I would get really picky about getting this heading exactly on 90, but to be quite frank, I'm probably better if it's a little bit off of 90, because that will get me not going into an equatorial orbit of the moon. And if the orbit around the moon is a smidge inclined, that's actually better, because that puts this thing going over more biomes, and I need to land in a different biome than the three biomes I've already landed in. Okay, getting ready to stage those SRBs. There we go. Onto the Bobcat engine. Yeah, I am really eager. Whoops, throttle down, sorry. I am really eager to start unlocked. Like, I hate putting together huge stacks of all these little tanks. I'm not a big fan of that. I'd love to be able to get some bigger tanks, get into some more better booster designs. I also don't like having those, you know, 4 of those SRBs all going off at launch, because Kerbalism does have the odd engine failure happen, and if one of those SRBs failed at launch, then this thing's gonna fail right off the bat. So it is better if I can get my bigger engines, so I don't have to have so many engines going at the same time. Alright. Just letting that Apoapsis build. Lucky Win says, can't you just do that burn on the way? I'm sorry. There is a 20-second lag with the chat, so I'm not quite sure what that comment is in reference to there, Luck Wins. Is it in reference to this mission, or is it in reference to the Munar 1 that we just finished with? Okay, just about to stage here. On to the next stage. And action group 5 for the fairings. There we go. We can put our lights on too. Much smaller engine. Little Valiant engine there. Producing 100 kilonewtons of thrust. This is not vanilla. This is not a stock game. This is a... the Kerbalism mod is in play, and the Kerbalism mod does, amongst many, many other things, does cause the odd engine failure. Definitely something to be aware of. Alright, building up that Apoapsis. 65 kilometers on that Apoapsis. It's nice to have these upper stages with a fairly light engine here, because you don't need all that thrust up at the top. Works fairly well. Okay, that is 81 kilometers on the Apoapsis. Let's get ourselves up there. And although I'm grumbling about that booster, I mean, it's performing well. I can't complain. All right, we are in space. We can put up those antennas. So 1, here we go. All right, and it's not going to be much of a burn. We're almost up to orbital velocities. 2.2 kilometers per second we're already going. A little bit more. And that should be the end of it. There we are, 80 by 81. And Just going to put this onto the normal vector just for some. Can I do a min-miss mission with a Kerbal for science? Shivan's asking. And eventually, absolutely I will. There's a couple of things preventing me. One is I only have single crewed capsules that do not have any pressurization in them. So a long duration mission is pretty much out of the question, I think, for Kerbals. You could probably do it. I just don't like to do it. But also with the Moon program strategy that I have in place, I am rewarded for going to the Moon and punished for going to other places. So that's why I'm still focusing on the Moon for the next little while. Hopefully that'll be ending pretty soon. Once we... once we do the moon landing, and once I unlock those pressurized capsules and get the moon landing done, I'll put my energy towards Minmus. That will be the next target. Oh my gosh. I gotta select that node and it's not letting me. There we go. We'll dial this in closer. That's the kind of, I like that, coming in inclined like that, so that you'll be a little bit more, you'll go over more biomes in your orbit. And again, as I am such a stingy person, even though I do have enough fuel, I am trying to make this as cheap as I can. Because that's just the way I roll. There we go. So a 12-kilometer closest approach. That looks great. Yeah, let's put this on this view over here. And this burn is coming up in 8 minutes. Let's do it. Put this on to prograde. What is the basic rocket needed to get to the moon in science mode? In a stock game? That Terrier engine? To me, that's the moment I start really thinking about the moon. You could do it earlier, but that Terrier engine is such a great little orbital engine. It's the one, for me, that really opens up the doors and lets you do a lot of stuff within the Kerbin system. And that means going to the moon and going to Minmus. Of course, this not being Kerbalism, this being a modified, or this not being stock, this being a modified tech tree, it's a little bit more complicated than that. Alright, where's our time here? 8 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. I always like that kind of sponginess that happens sometimes. Anyway, we're going to be running out on this stage in just a moment, and then we'll get on to the lander main. Right now. And this is the fellow that's going to land, hopefully, on the moon. Well, let's face it, its sister craft last Monday did land on the moon successfully. That part all went fine. What was the hard part? Went fine. What should have been the easy part went badly. Okay, let's get out and watch it from out here. And we'll start reducing that throttle. Probably reduced it a little much. Oh shoot. Okay, I overcooked it. I was trying to click on the periapsis as it went by, and well, it's okay. We'll do yeah, let's make a little orbital correction. Actually, the better plan, let's flip this around retrograde right now. That's the better plan to fix this. Turn this thrust weight right down. I hit a landing strut instead. Oh, that's the gimbal limit, silly. Turn the thrust way down. 22 ignitions left, so this should be okay. But yeah, I clearly don't want to hit the moon, so we'll just do this right here. I overcooked a little bit. We'll come on out. There we go. That's better. Okay. I think we're happy with, or at least I'm happy with what we got so far. So I'm ready to get ourselves into the moon's SOI. And hopefully, whoops, put a maneuver there instead. Warp to here. Hopefully this one will go better than its predecessor did. Right, and there we are. We are in the moon's SOI. No science being collected because we have done, you know, I've come and done all that. Science in around the moon. Okay, let's really dial this in, dial the time in. That's good. All right. Oh, I should. I'm noticing it's a 2-minute burn because I put that thrust right up. That's better. Yep. And again, let's warp to that one. I'm in a hurry. I want to get this done. Retrograde. I do so much better with all of these warp to the version of KSP. I can't remember what exact version it was that put in these warp to buttons. Once I got used to using them, and instead of doing manual time warps all the time, make a lot less mistakes. Noticing I got a couple of messages. I should check to see what those are. Yeah, they're a very similar looking craft, isn't it? You have seen it before. Alright. Let's see. 15 seconds. Yeah. I think, yeah, we'll just go to full thrust. Looking, just noticing these. Oh, there's some milestones. What are the milestones? You killed your first Kerbal. Okay, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Do some throttle here at the end. Alright, it's fine. Fine. When I get in a hurry, I make more mistakes, that's for sure. So maybe I should slow down. What is that milestone? Recent events. You have planted the first one of our flags. That was the Warriorking Memorial flag. We got $1,000 for that, because it's our first flag we planted. You have successfully moved Munar 1 into its intended orbit for that contract. Well, I guess both of those do make sense, because I definitely did those things. Okay, it is time to pick our landing zone. So we're going to open this up. And this is our biome map of the moon. And I'm also going to take a look at the science archive that comes from Kerbalism here. And let's see, let's pick one, like the temperature scan. It doesn't matter which. We're going to focus on the moon, because here it's telling me which biomes I have been on the surface of. I've been in the Northwest Crater, I've been on the Far Side Crater, and I've been in the lowlands. So I most certainly want to be someplace else. Actually, what I could do, if I go back to here and put on landers, and maybe I thought they would show up. Maybe I'm just mistaken. That's the wrong button. All right, I don't want to fiddle around too much. I thought they would show up on here, but they don't. Oh, let's get rid of that waypoint. That waypoint was a custom waypoint I made last time. There we go. We don't need it. Okay, so we need to land in a different biome. So let's take a look at our orbit here. These are lowlands. This is the east. Oh, but I want to be in the light side. This is Far Side Crater. I've been to the Far Side Crater. Those are highlands and midlands, lowlands, lowlands. I think midlands. What about right here? So I'm going to right click so we can zoom right in there. And somewhere in these midlands here I think would be a good choice. So I'm going to take my waypoint maker. I'm going to put it right there and we're going to say set. And I thought, still not quite sure why I am not seeing slope information. Because I can remember... I should be seeing slope information and I'm not. And I'm very, very not entirely sure why. Settings? I don't think this is it. I need to come in here on my own. Because in a previous stream, I definitely was getting it. And now I'm not, and I don't know why. Okay, we're going to get rid of this big map. I'm going to come to here. Got a nice waypoint here for us to aim for. Don't have to land right at it, but it's nice to have a bit of a target. Oh, and I do have a contract, don't I? Get some science data from the moon right here. So we'll keep that handy. Remind us that's in play. Don't need this anymore. And waypoint manager. We will activate this waypoint, which puts it on our Navball. Okay, where are we right now? Over here. So I'm going to come to about here, about a third of an orbit ahead of my landing target. Pretty good. Put that onto the retrograde vector. I'm sure there's something flattish in there. All right. Start burning retrograde. Some people like to come in really steep. I prefer to come in very shallow. Do want to make sure I am not much above that terrain. Okay, that might have been a little too much. I'm going to push it a little bit more prograde. Okay. Do want to make sure I clear terrain features, and it's this ridge around this canyon, this far side crater, sorry, that need to make sure I'm over that. Okay, let's send that landing gear. We'll rotate this. So that blue is in an upward direction. Put that on terrain. Retrograde, how about that? All right. There we go. Let's get ourselves closer. We've got a distance to target here, about 250 kilometers away. Also, we'll be seeing ourselves popping up on here. Let's go a little faster. Oh, it slowed us down because, oh, we are coming right over, which, I don't know which one that one is. That's one of my previous landers. We're coming right over top of it. There's Kerbin rising. Okay, let's look at it from the map here. Yeah, I'm gonna get myself a little closer before I start slowing down. Oh, don't want to tumble. I'm just going to change the view to auto free. Yeah, there we go. That's what I want. That orbital view is starting to bug me. You know, I keep forgetting to put on the engineer chip so it would actually tell me what biome I'm over right now. Okay, I'm starting to pop up here. Oh, I can see what biome. I'm over the highlands. So I could come down right here. We'll go for our waypoint, though. And again, anywhere in these midlands will be fine. I don't need to get too picky. But I think I'm actually gonna go past this crater, and I think I'm gonna go for this zone in on the other side of that crater. Looks all right. That's the plan. Okay, we are now in the Midlands biome. Another new biome for us. But I'm thinking, and again, I don't have to go right for this thing. It doesn't really matter. But what I'm thinking is starting to punch it here. So let's do this. We are now going into our final descent. I think anywhere in this zone here is just fine. Keep it on the horizon of the Navball, and we're just going to push this retrograde vector up towards the top of the Navball. And just allow ourselves to fall straight downwards. We are 2.5 kilometers above the surface, so I think all of that is just fine. Let's cut it. And we'll just let ourselves fall here. Let's push that right to the very top of the Navball. And that tells me I'm going straight down. And hopefully everything below me is flattish. Yeah, we'll see. Okay, getting close to 1 kilometer from the surface. I do not see my shadow yet. Let's start slowing down. I got lots of fuel. There's no reason for me to get silly with this. Lots of fuel, but limited ignitions. That's the thing to remember. Okay, let's drop a bit more. A couple hundred more meters. Oh, there's the shadow. Okay, slow down, slow down. A little bit more controlled than last time. Stay up. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, there we are. Okay. We're here. And again, everything I've done so far is nothing new. This is all stuff that's happened before. So we are collecting data, temperature reports, telemetry report, a seismic scan, and a radiation scan. We can also start up our fuel cell right there, and start up our materials bay, and start up the mystery goo, which I think is over here. And the reason for the fuel cell is because the materials bay in particular takes up lots and lots and lots of electricity, and the solar panels just wouldn't cut it. So putting on a fuel cell and a little bit of hydrogen, a little bit of oxygen, and that takes care of that. I'm going to shut down this engine because we do not need it anymore. Shut down. All right. Let's time warp until we got 20 minutes for the materials bay to finish its collecting. Let's time warp all that away. We are also at the same time taking and transmitting various other surface sample stuff, or not sample stuff, surface science stuff. But it's the materials bay and the mystery goo stuff that we have to bring back. Okay. Just 30 more seconds. And there we go. That is done. Whoa, a little bit of bounce there. Okay, and what we got? Let's gather all of our data up to the core here. So where's that Transfer data here. So now the materials-based stuff and the goo stuff should be... Oh, my goo. Where's my goo? Did it not collect the goo? Waiting. According to this, I got the goo. How on earth did I get goo? I never collected goo on the surface. Okay, I got this contract done. Alright, I'm a little confused by this. According to this, I already have goo. Let's look at the science archive. Take a look at the mystery goo. Before I go any further, looking at the moon. And landed. There is 18 science worth of goo sitting in flight somewhere. Oh, for goodness sakes. Okay, let's force this. Or is it just simply not showing up here? It must not be showing up here. This doesn't make sense. Munar 5B. I just don't know where my mystery goo went. Should I force this? If you hit info, you can force run that. Let's force run it. Better safe than sorry. We'll collect 2 mystery goos. You know what might have happened? Now that I'm thinking about it. I'm not sure if this is coming up in the chat. But there is... Here, we got to run this now to 200%. Just let me do this and I'll explain. Okay, we've now collected more goo. We can stop it. And now collect it all up here. So now I do have goo stuff up here. What might have happened, this might have made some sense, is if you recall last stream, I did try, this thing did get off the surface, and I just left it to crash to its doom. And it's possible that maybe the goo didn't die. I don't know. Or maybe there's goo sitting... Okay, whatever. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to worry about it. There's probably goo sitting in the other probe. All right. Next step in all this. I'm going to focus my view to here. Control from here. And we got to get ready to head on back with our precious supplies here. So we got to activate this engine and this engine. And again, that was on Action Group 3. So what I should be able to do is throttle up and hit 3... and take off, and I'm going to be pitching over to the east, so I just want to make sure I know which way that is, and go. Yes, 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 that's what I want to happen. Going to the east. Make sure I don't crash in any hills. Pitching right over. There we go. Hurrah! Hoorah! That's what went so wrong last time. Not a lot of thrust on these little guys, these little ant engines. You know, the other thing these ant engines don't have is gimbling. So it's entirely dependent on the reaction wheels that are in this little probe body for attitude control. All right. And let's see, we got 5 kilometers on the apoapsis. We definitely need to push this up higher than that. I'm getting a question, will I be making Voyager 2 Voyager probes? Not in the near future, no. I do not have the antennas to reach beyond the Kerbin system. Maybe that's something for my tutorial series. I do have in my tutorial series coming up in a little over a week. There we go. I do have getting to Duna. So the tutorial series is going interplanetary, but this is not. get up to apoapsis. A cute little guy. Won't let me time warp any faster. There we go. Okay, lock you onto prograde. Finish off this orbital insertion. And then start thinking about getting ourselves back to Kerbin. No, that's a little much. A little too soon on that burn there. We do not have to raise my periapsis up too much. And there we go. That's about 13 by 13, so that is what I would call an orbit. Oh, I have an engine failure. Hurrah, that is just ducky. We're down to 3. Where there was 4, there's now 3. This critical error says it can't be repaired. Not that there's a Kerbal anywhere near here to repair this. What I think I shall do just for thrust back, I'm a little surprised that happened. I mean, there's still 74 ignitions left in the other ones, but what I think I shall do is shut down this opposite engine, and that'll keep the thrust balanced on these two. Won't be a lot of thrust left, though, but should be able to still get the job done. All we got to do now is get ourselves to Kerbin. So let's do that. Actually, while I'm at it, why don't I delete that waypoint I see staring at me? Go away. There we are. So don't need you no more. Okay. We just need to get this into Kerbin's atmosphere. Let's see here. Play around with the timing a little bit. Oh wow, I can get a lot more efficient. Why I'm playing with this so much. I got so much fuel. Here, let's get this down 35 kilometers. I always find works pretty well for getting to. Alright, happy with that. Happy with that. Nice red highlight on that one engine. Oh, maybe there's something with these ant engines that make them more susceptible to failure. I don't know. Alright. They are cheap. Warning, Munar 5 batteries are almost empty. Why? Oh, I don't know. I'm not going to worry about it. Electric charge. I'm not quite sure why. Oh, is that... Oh, that's this thing. That is this thing. That is... yeah, we're back now. Didn't put a lot of batteries on this. Maybe that was a mistake. Okay, lock that onto prograde. I thought it was the one that's on the surface, but it's this one. That's almost out of electric charge. Now it's charged up. And, you know, I'm going to just keep it locked on prograde. I'm sure it'll be fine. 38 meter per second burn on 2 engines. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Yeah, it's going to take a little while. Definitely with Kerbalism, the fewer engines you have running at the same time to push your craft, probably the better. Though it's nice to have the backup in case when ones do fail. Like, you know, this one failed and I got this one. Now, if one of these two failed, getting any kind of balanced thrust is going to be impossible, but let's not jinx it, shall we? So far, so good. Got our precious science load in here. We just need to get it down to the surface. Oh, our lights went off. Put them back on again. Happened when we... Okay. Reduce throttle here towards the end. And about 35 kilometers, I think, should be good. 34. Good's enough. Okay. All right, engines, you have all done your jobs. There's no more need for you. All we need to do now is hopefully survive the re-entry. Just going to put this back up here for solar panels. Yeah, I don't think I put... Did I put any batteries on this thing? I don't think I really did. There's not a lot. Well, there's 150 units of electric charge. That should be fine. Okay. Let's get ourselves out of here. Warp to here. It is this way, right? Yeah. Batteries are low again. Oh boy. I'm going to run out of batteries again. But then they're back. Okay, are we out? Oh, what's this? Oh, that's a different experiment once again. Okay. Let's get ourselves down to here. Coming for you, Kerbin. It's now the long fall. Did I add anything? Philippe asks, did I add anything to deal with the radiation for this probe? And the answer to that question is no. Kerbalism does model radiation, and once you're outside of... You have to go through radiation belts, and they will get irradiated. It can cause electronics to fail, but my experience has been that shorter duration missions like this doesn't seem to be an issue. So in my mind, unless you're putting a probe for a long duration right inside the belts, or it's a long duration going around the sun and it's just being exposed directly, I don't think you need to upgrade, have to worry about radiation. At least with probes. Kerbals are a different thing. All right, we are going to stage. I don't know why I'm nervous. Stage. There we are. Oh, whoa, whoa, this one. And I have no SAS. This now is dependent on, and this should be armed. It is. I have some control, but what I don't... Oh no, there's no reaction wheels or anything on this thing too, so I really don't have control other than being able to do things like arm parachutes or get rid of heat shields and that kind of thing. So this is just hopefully going to be fine. No idea where we're landing. We have lost communication because of the plasma blackout. I'm seeing a heat bar. I think it should be okay. I never did test this coming down from the moon, but I mean, it should be fine. Isn't this kind of the kind of thing this thing is built for? Well, yeah, I can't do anything because I have no communication with it. Oh, it's taking a long time to slow down, though. Come on. Okay, the heat bar's gone away. That's a good thing. And our periapsis is now in the negative, so we are almost... Oh, we are... Nope, no, we still don't have communication. Looking like we're going for the water, which is good. Here, let's time warp a little bit. Why am I doing this in real time? Because I was nervous, that's why. Okay, here we go. Communication is back. I do have my data good. And there goes our parachute. Sorry for everything being in the dark and no lights on this thing. How is the ablation? That's a very good question. Hardly used up any. I find KSP puts on a lot of ablator. There we are. And this is a pretty light thing, so this one parachute is going to it's going to descend very slowly on this one parachute. Is it fully deployed? It did. Okay. Right down to the surface now. Da-na-na-na. 4 times speed. Still takes a long time. All right, so that went okay. I'm happy with that. I shouldn't quite count those chickens just yet. Oh, for goodness sakes, when is this thing going to get down to the surface? And boosh. Recover. All right. I don't know. I wasn't going to wait around to see how buoyant it is. I find the rules of KSP buoyancy to be quite the mystery. So, well, the things that sink and the things that float always surprise me. Okay, so all told, though, that's 71.3 science that came back. That did put me on, well, now at 391 science with stuff being transmitted. Oh, that's pretty happy stuff. Let's see. We'll get into here. And I am now going to get command modules. Yep, that's 160 science for that. And that gives me pressure control in my pods, including the pods I've already unlocked. And I'm also going to get, I can get both the fuel systems I was looking earlier to build bigger and better things. But what I think I'm going to do, we'll get into building bigger and better things maybe next. What do we got here? We got contracts. Oh, that was the contract. And you have returned from the surface of the moon for the first time. Hoorah. Yes, we did. Okay. Let's warp to sunrise once again. And what I want to do next is that tourism contract. That moon one took a little longer than I thought. I guess last time it failed halfway through, so it shouldn't be too surprising it took longer than that. So here we have, this is Munar 5. I don't care about Munar 5. What I care about is the Pug 1-A3. That is what I care about. This is the vessel that's been taking my Kerbals up into orbit, but I now do have better command pods and that. You know what, though? I'm going to wait. Next episode, I'm going to start thinking about what I'm going to do with these better command pods and doing some more long duration things. But for now, what I'm really looking at is, if I go back to contracts, kicking off space tourism and doing that first orbital EVA. I think probably that's what we're going to be finishing this stream on. I just want to read the fine print. Reach orbit, perform an EVA, and transmit it back to the KSC. And kicking off space tourism is bringing Tito along with a pilot up to orbit. Have to get above 75 kilometers. Okie dokie. Nothing that seems ready to bite me. So let's modify this a little bit. I don't have an antenna. I never did put one on here. And since we're supposed to transmit stuff back, I guess I should put one on here. So we're going to sneak it right in here. This might be the last flight of this thing now that I'm thinking about it. That should be fine. Just like that. And if I get into the pods and configure the pods now, where is configure the pods? Yes, see, I got I should have pressure control now. Now you definitely don't want to mess with the scrubbers. I got now pressure control. So I got a new thing. Monoprop fuel cell and pressure control. So what we'll do, let's keep them... Now let's keep pressure control on one of them. One of them with pressure control, I've had the experience, does keep both of them pressurized. Now pressure control, what it does is it uses a resource, it uses nitrogen to keep the capsule pressurized. The capsules do leak their atmosphere slowly over time, and so what it's going to do is use nitrogen to keep it pressurized, but that allows the Kerbals to at least come out of their spacesuits. Now, let's just take a quick look here. I want to put 2 Kerbals in here for now, and I want to check. Boom. I want to make sure electric charge and that is good. I got 1.67 electric charge being consumed. Yeah, if I'm careful, these solar panels should be fine. I think I'm going to need to keep working on that because everything now takes, you know, the pressure control now add. Oh, it's not much. It's 0.015 electric units per day. So good. It's not too much. All right. Then I think we are ready to go. I just want to make sure nothing else is... They have tons of oxygen and nitrogen. They have enough nitrogen to last for a year. And they have an atmosphere now. Atmosphere says yes. And comfort is now up to modest. That's not bad. Okay, so what we're going to do, I need a pilot. What pilots do I have? I can't use Valentina. She's still recovering. Rob, I guess, flew the plane. I guess it's back to Jeb. And I also need to put in my tourist Tito. Tito Kerman is going to be in there as well. But I think pretty much this is all I need to do. Yeah, let's launch this thing and do it. So, launch, he says nervously. This thing's flown a few times. Should be fine. All right, so Jebediah and Tito, let's get up their stats. Make sure they stay healthy. All we gotta do is get above 75 kilometers with the 2 of them. Make sure all our staging is sensible, but I'm pretty sure we're good. Let's bring up our contracts. Here. All right. And by the way, one of my strategies is called Pilots 1, I think. I get bonuses on this. If we take a look. Yeah, see, I get a 50,000 Kerbuck bonus and 1 bonus reputation if I succeed in this contract because of that pilot strategy I have. You only get that bonus if you have a pilot along on these tourism contracts. Okay, throttle up, SAS on. What I'm saying and what I'm pushing are the same things. All right, let's do this. So, and we're off. And we'll build ourselves next week a brand new spanky-danky orbiter, and we'll start really thinking about long duration missions for our Kerbals. But for now, we're going to get this tourism thing off the ground. And it's not insignificant. 150,000 Kerbucks is not something to sneeze at. All right. No, I didn't. I meant to add some fins on these SRBs so they'll peel away more nicely, but I forgot to do it. Oh well, that's okay. So they're going to go off and then they're going to bang into each other. Boom. All right. You think Tito's a little worried? He looks a little worried. He seems to be better now. Might have been worried a little earlier. He's pretty calm. I mean, oh my gosh, they're paying for this. You would think they'd be all excited. Of course, you know who's not excited with these tourism missions are like Bill and Bob. Bill and Bob have yet to do anything. I've been completely focusing on pilots. I've not put Bill and Bob into space yet, but I'm hoping that will change very, very soon. Again, just reducing thrust here in the upper part. Keeping that apoapsis close by. Just waiting until we get to 50 kilometers and I'll stage this fairing. Tito is doing well. And I got this again on an action. I gotta do that all the time. Just put the fairings on an action group and then you don't have to worry about exactly where you have them in the staging diagram. So it's on action group number 5. And boom, there we go. Put the lights on. A little bit of shaking there. Oh, we're about to lose. And then we're on to this engine. Okay, 70 kilometers on the apoapsis. So we're at least going to space. And 80. Got that. Get ourselves up there. Oops, still in physics warp there. I was honestly thinking if I couldn't bring in more science that I was thinking of souping this thing up and pushing it on a flyby of the moon with some Kerbals in it, but I'm actually pretty pleased now that they're pressurized. I feel more comfortable with those long duration missions. Forgot how little thrust this thing has. Done. There we are. We have achieved the orbit, so this should be... I'm just checking my... Oh, wait. I gotta be up here for... Oh, my goodness. Okay. That's 4 hours. See, that fine print always gets me. Okay, well, we should be okay for 4 hours. We should be fine. It's gonna have to watch electricity. So we'll just time warp all that stuff away. But in the meantime, Jebediah should be able to do this EVA thing and transmit this back. So we'll extend the antenna, get ready to do some transmitting. And Jebediah will do an EVA. And I have already done an EVA in low space. So Kerbalism says, you know, you don't got anything to do. But if you go to info, yes, you can force run this and collect another EVA anyway. So we're gonna collect another EVA, and it won't add any science for us, but it will hopefully, it should satisfy this contract. So let's just, oh, I can't time warp while on the ladder, of course. Oh, it's okay, we're already halfway there. Okay, he's got 15. Oh yeah, you can see percent collected. Once this is at 200%, then... And I was thinking for a while you couldn't do this, but I think Kerbalism puts this force run feature in here specifically for these kinds of contracts so you can still do them. Whoops, stop. Stop, stop, stop. Okay, so Jeb's going to get a board. And if I take a look at data, this is being transmitted. And here, get this out of here. Once this is transmitted, we should be... Our electricity is fine, right? Yep. And there, it's been transmitted. Okay, so that part's green. All we got to do now is get ourselves back down to the surface. So that didn't get us any science, but it satisfied the contract. Okay, now we got to be up here for 4 hours. So, yeah, I want to watch my electricity as I do this because I'm a little nervous about this. This is a... Okay. Let's go. Oh, it's... okay, whoa, whoa, whoa. We just... I don't have solar panels all the way around, so when it loses that... Here, let's put on that fuel cell. It's on this one. Fuel cell, where are you? Okay. Go here. Oh! Did I mistakenly take the fuel cell off? Oh dear, I think I might have. We do not have a fuel cell. Okay. Let's get to... I'm going to have to really nurse this. Shoot, shoot, shoot. So right when you run out of electricity... Okay. When you run out of electricity, the... when you run out of electricity, the life support systems all turn off. So I'm really gonna have to watch this and make sure that they are okay. Okay, shoot. Okay, they're charging up again. Just don't want to spend too much time doing this. The alignment of the solar panel slowly changes. Oh, I know what I can do to fix this. Sorry, I got a mod. I got a mod I've not talked about yet. This is persistent rotation, and that's the one that's responsible for it still rotating even when I time warp. But if I go to reference body, where is relative rotation? Set your relative rotation relative to the sun, and then activate. And I think now this will keep this orientation with the sun all the way through the time warping. I'm pretty sure that's what that does, and it won't lose its... Oh, this is much better. Look at that electricity now. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. We've done what we need to do. Oh, no! What the? Wait. Whoa. Okay. This is safe to say is a Kraken Attack. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So we're not counting this. Let's see, can I... yeah. So I'm going to have to recover from this state. This I'm not counting. I'm not sure what happened there. Something broke apart. Oh, Jeb's in one of them. And I'm sure Tito is in the other, but they have separate... I don't even see where they are. And Jeb is flying at approximately the speed of light. And on his way out of here, there is absolutely no way. That is easily a Kraken Attack that I am just going to have to rectify. So what What do we got? Where are we at in the stream? We're at about an hour and 15 minutes into the stream. If I load a save, how far back do I have to go? Here, just a sec. Resume this flight. Oh my gosh, maybe I should quick save. So I'm on day 33, 3 hours and 17 minutes. When was the last? Load save. There's a day 33. 1 hour and 22 minutes. Sorry about having to do this live, but there's no way I'm accepting that Kraken Attack there. There is a day 33 up here that wasn't too far back. Load. Let's see where that takes us. Did I deactivate my sun rotation thingy? Yeah, I can load back a persistent file. Well, we'll see. Let's see where this autosave, let's see where this puts us. It probably puts us on the launch pad. No. Where are we at? Who is where? In the tracking station? Oh, here we are. This isn't too far back. I'll just refix this. Oh, that was fun. That was absolutely a Kraken Attack. And it's funny, in the Discord, I've heard a number of people mentioning this doesn't... I can recall this happening to me in the past. Okay, so this is, we're not back that far. This is good. I'm going to quick save. I hope nobody really minds this. Let's go back to here. We're going to set our relative rotation again to the sun. Activate. Yeah, somebody was saying I deactivated it. So this should keep this orientation with the sun as I time warp. So I'm going to quick save again. Let's put our view back on free just because it looks better. So as this goes, this should automatically keep this same orientation with the sun, which really should help with solar generation. But I definitely need to get that scrubber back in. See, so it's... yep. This should... Oh, wait. Pay attention here. We've got an hour and 20 minutes. Oh, that's it. We're done. Okay. No more? Okay. We're going to deactivate this now, and we're going to turn off persistent rotation. Okay. So it was a little bit of a hiccup there, but everything is good now. All we need to do now is you just deactivated it. Whatever. We're here. I'll look at it in more detail later. Okay, where is... Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Turn that one off. Where is the KSC? Right here. Yeah. So let's get ourselves around to here. Fortunately, it's a nighttime, but I don't want to... Oh, for goodness sakes! There is something that Kraken is alive and well today. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What is up with you today, Mr. Kraken? I should have quick saved just before doing that, but I wasn't expecting... Okay. Maybe it has to do with persistent rotation. I don't know. But 2 in a row after I turned on persistent rotation kind of does make me nervous. And now I don't see... Okay, you know what? I don't see persistent rotation in my menu items. Attack. Okay, I'm not going to worry about it. We're just going to time warp away. Let's... No more playing around. Let's just do this. Here, time warp. Save again. I am not sure what's up with that. That is so wild. Maybe persistent rotation isn't quite getting along. I think it is an older mod. It has been a Kraken-y day. Alright. 40 minutes. I'm just looking at the time remaining here. 31 minutes remaining. We'll just keep it calm. I'm glad I had that save. It must have auto-saved when Jeb went back in or something. I don't know. 6 minutes. Okay, here we are. Quick saving again. Lots of quick saving this time. Try again. This time, third time's a charm. Okay, so let's time warp again around to here and get ready to do this frickin' descent and get this over with. I'm not quite sure what has got up the Kraken's shorts there, but he is in an angry mood. Okay, we'll turn this retrograde. And right now we are just going to bring these folks back down to the surface. Our first tourist contract. Again, once we get into the atmosphere here, we'll see trajectories kick in. There's a good landing spot for us right there. And hopefully we have seen the end of Mr. Kraken. Again, we'll just do one last sort of turn here just for the solar panels. Oh, we can retract that antenna. No need to let it burn up in the atmosphere. Here, okay, let's get rid of this. And retrograde. And this is, I'm starting to forget, I think the 4th mission for this thing now. And I have, the last time we flew this, I added these tail fins here, and they really, really help. I can turn the SAS off, and it just tracks that retrograde vector just great. Yeah, the Kraken has been eating up my ship. The lights on. We're in the dark. We need lights. Okay. Yeah, oh, there's persistent rotation there. I don't know why I wasn't noticing. I'm not going to use you anymore. I'm not sure. Maybe it is an older mod, persistent rotation. It isn't updated for a little while. I've used it in the past without too much issues, but maybe there's something up with it that's causing wacky, wacky physicsy things to happen. It does play with the game's physics. Yeah, I do think the persistent rotation mod had some small hand in that. Every once in a while, the physics in this game just gives up. Just says, that's it. I'm sending everybody just out at light speed. Okay, here we go. I do like these spherical pods that come with the Making History DLC. I know it's a DLC, which is kind of annoying, but I just like... They just look better when you start sticking them together. It has more of kind of this modular look to it. That was a very, very calm trip through the atmosphere here. Which is just the way we like it. All right, just a couple of kilometers. And this might be the last time we see this. I got better pods now. Can do bigger and better things in and around Kerbin, and hopefully we'll be sending some Kerbals out towards the moon pretty soon. Yeah, we need lights. We need some electricity. Oh, we're still got half of our electricity left. But damn it, we need lights. Why? This is the most important thing. Okay, stopping the time. I always like to stop the time warp just as we kind of hit the surface. For some reason, I don't trust the physics in this game. Imagine that. Alrighty, and let's just get this back. So no science, no excitement there. Tito's level 1, but of course we'll never see Tito again. Looking at contracts, congratulations. The first EVA is another step in our mission. We've done lots of EVAs, but if you're going to give me some Kerbucks, that's great. A new strategy available to boldly go 3. And we're going to kick off our space tourism. Tito's funds are going to be well spent indeed. 150,000 Kerbucks. Oh my god, I got over 1 million Kerbucks again. Over 100 science. We get into mission control and we get down to tourism plus. See, that starts to open up more tourists, bringing them over specific sites. Anyway, we'll be getting into more of these big buck tourist contracts, I think, in the future. I'll show you just... Yeah, we're almost, I think, at the end of the stream. But what I'll show you... And I don't think I'll quite... Maybe I'll build this. We'll see. This is my plan for the Juno for more science. I mean, one of the things you can do with these planes... Let's open up the Juno here. One thing you can do with these planes, of course, is just fly them to different biomes and then collect the science. But with Kerbalism, it takes 20 minutes to collect the pressure scan and you got to fly around in circles, not to mention the time it takes to fly to the biomes. In a live stream, that's pretty boring, but this is what I was thinking what I might do. If I was looking at this part here. Can I? Yes. Thought it sticks on there. And what I was thinking about was putting this... 2 of them this way around. Got me a plan. Bring those down so they're just kind of stuck in the wings. So there's and you know, we can kid ourselves there's some aerodynamics happening there. And then I'm going to take a small, these are small, oh, those are big. No, I want the small, I have smaller nose cones. Sorry. What are my small nose cones? Is it these ones? I want the 0.625 meter nose cones. Yes, that's what I was thinking about. Stick these things on. Let's tweak them a little bit. And then what I was thinking is sticking on a couple of small science-y probes on here. I don't think this should take too much. So take, for instance, just an octo probe core. Put that on there. And I did think about batteries and stuff. Resources here. We don't need this checklist. How much electricity is in that? 50? Yeah, let's put on a few. Let's put on a few of these. No, not the big ones. These ones. And I'm going to make little probes that we can drop. That's the whole idea. Put 2 of them on here, fly over different biomes, and just drop them, and then they'll just sit on the surface and collect their science. This is not lining up the way I want. There. This might not take as much time as I'm thinking. And a battery down here. And it's going to need solar panels. You know what would be a way smarter is just taking this off. Just to use sub-assemblies to our advantage. Drop this into sub-assemblies. Just going to call this probe. Probe. There we go. Okay, new. Don't save this. Switch editors. Bring back that decoupler. And now bring the probe. I was trying to build them using the radial symmetry, but it was just getting really silly. This is much smarter. But building a little probe here. Like that. Some landing legs. Not those ones, silly. These ones. Like that. It's going to need a parachute. What do I have for structural bits? No. Oh, that's going to be a little bit more challenging. How do you stick a parachute on this thing? I guess I could go with the two radial ones. Put these down. Yeah, here. Just turn them this way. Four-way symmetry. There. And, I mean, it's overkill. These are gonna major overkill, but it's hard to get a parachute on the top. Unless I can stick these radially, you can't. It won't let you. And science. So right now this is set up for temperature and telemetry. We also can do a radiation scan. We could also do the seismic accelerometer. I put on 2 of those. I am really making this up as I go along. And put this one over here, and barometer, seismic accelerometer. I think that's going to be about it. I've collected the goo and junk. Temperatures inside here. I got temperature and telemetry in there. Start those up. And solar panels. Let me think about how many solar panels to put on this thing. Let's go with 4 of the OXATs. I think that should be okay. And this is going to be kind of goofy, but maybe there's a way to make this not look completely terrible. About 45 degrees because this will sit on the surface. Eek, this is going to be bad. I'm really caring so very little. I just want this to be something that will work. So that should be, yeah, how much electrical storage does it have? 650. That should be all right. Yeah. So this is what I'm thinking, right? And then let's throw that back onto the probe. Back into subassemblies with you. Yep, delete that one. Switch this again. Not that, silly. This one. Switch back to the here. We're going to bring back out the Juno. Oh, yeah. Open up the Juno again. Okay, let's go back to those little things. These guys. I think this is going to work. Just thinking of a cheap way. Cancel. Grab that. Why are you doing... Oh, because I'm... There we go. That's what I want. Spin those around. 2 of them. Boom. 2 probes. So the whole idea here is, let's separate this staging here. Remove that symmetry. So that's that one. And remove symmetry. Remove symmetry. That's those two parachutes. And then this one and these two parachutes. So the whole idea is this thing flies up, gets over some biome, drops one of these. This comes down to the surface. I don't know. I don't, well, there could be lots of things wrong because I'm probably seriously messing up with the aerodynamics of this. Well, maybe not. Let's see. Move this way and up. Down. So what do you think? Would you get into this? Oh yes, an antenna. Thank you. I'm gonna put on. Thank you. Dionicus said, "What about an antenna? It's not going to be able to transmit." That's very true. I could recover them, but I think putting on an antenna is a good idea, and I think putting on one of these really durable antennas would be the best idea. And of course, what did I do? I didn't even think about. Let's do that. One there. And one there. Yeah, I think I had that two-way symmetry. I only need one. Actually, no. Keep doing what you're doing. Come on, get in there. There we go. After dropping the first probe, the plane's going to have difficulty flying. That's a very, very, very good point, Felipe. How much difficulty is the question? There's only one way to find out. Now, I do have a simulation mode, so we can put this into simulation mode. And so if things go horribly wrong... of course, I could just drop them in a pair and then just kind of go with it and overkill just for balance. Let's see. Again, mass lift. I don't know. Jeb just went into orbit, so I'm going to need to get more pilots here. Rob, you're back into this thing again. Rob's going to give it a go. The authority limiter is still low. That's what got Warriorking last time. Let's simulate this. Let's simulate this and see what happens. Why not? Rob saying, please don't do this. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Probably slinging them underneath would be better, but we're in the dark and in wild wireframe mode. Slinging them underneath would probably... Oh, you know what? I could put one at the back. Oh my gosh, that would be way better. That's using my noggin a little more. Just put one right at the back. That'll work, and then just do one at a time. Why not? Okay, let's just see what happens here, because this could be entertaining anyway. So, there we go. That goes to that. Chase. Again, this is simulation mode, so things go wrong, things go wrong. I can see the stars below me. I'm just really curious how this is going to work. Yeah, if I stuck it on the back, that solves, I think, all the problems. Oh, it doesn't even want to take off. It doesn't want to take off, and we're about to come off the runway. It doesn't want to pitch up. Oh, we're up, we're up. I can do it. I can do it. Okay. Rob's like, this is gonna work! This is gonna work! Yeah, I don't think I'll be doing this outside of simulation mode. There's way too much weight at the front. I'm not quite sure that mass was actually showing right. Okay, so which one's first here? That one there. So let's deploy the gear. And let's hit stage and see what happens. Whoa! Oh, no! Okay, that could have been... Okay, wait, where is that? Cut that parachute. Okay. Yeah, so people that were predicting a possible lack of control, yeah, you were calling that one. Okay. Okay, we're down. So we're ending that simulation. Okay. That was dumb, but I you know what? Like, there was still some time left in the stream. I had to do something, but this is gonna be way smarter. Why not just take off one of these? I don't see why that won't work. Look at that. That's nice and out of the airstream. Why? That shouldn't be a problem. Mass and lift. Okay, I gotta put the wings back now. Oh, and the wings are going right over the doors. Okay, this is the Juno 2 cargo. Again, the idea here is this is just a proof of concept type of thing. Okay. What I'm going to do too, let's save this. Let's warp to sunrise so we can see things better. But if I do one at a time and just fly to nearby biomes, I don't see how this is going to be bad. And in that way, I'm not doing... You can collect science from all kinds of different biomes. We got the shores, we got grasslands, there's highlands not far away. I can drop one in the mountains without any risk to Kerbals. Okay, this is the last simulation, and we'll give this a go. Won't fly this today, but if this works out all right, we'll fly it next time. Yeah, the end of the wings was a pretty dumb idea. In retrospect. But this should be okay. Of course, the properties of flight are going to change dramatically when it loses this mass at the back. Might be alright. Okay, here we go. Let's engage. At least now we can see it a little better. Of course, another alternative if this is a complete failure. There we go. That was a lot more rational. If this is a complete failure, is instead just build little drone planes that are uncrewed, that can just go out and fly, have all the science on them, and then you just park them somewhere and leave them. That's an alternative. I don't see what the problem with that idea would be. Okay, again, we're going to landing gear deploy, and stage. Oh, there go the parachutes. Okay. Yeah, this is having trouble pitching up now. It struggles a little bit more. Okay, where is it? Where is our probe? There it is. And we'll see if it touches down safely, and then we'll see if we can land this thing. But maybe a drone will be a better idea. I'll let people leave their comments and let me know what they think. It is looking like it's descending nicely, though. It's going to take a while to land. Okay, I think that part's working. Let's just see if I can land this plane, and then won't do this mission today. I'll give myself a weekend and thinking about it, whether this is a good idea or whether maybe building a small little drone plane I can just take off. That might be a better idea. Yeah, this definitely has trouble pitching now. It's very nose heavy, because it's lost that weight at the back. Oh boy. Oh boy. Come on. Oh yeah, this is not... This is... Okay. It's coming down very quickly, but I'm worried if I lose speed, I'll lose the ability to glide it. I'm going to miss this runway. This in itself should tell me this is a bad idea. Okay, we're bailing on that. Let's just see if we can put it down in the grass. Or maybe this is just an excuse to have a crash without any risk. That could be happening too. Still hasn't reached the surface yet. Get down. Whoa, yeah, this is bad. Alright. Drone plane it is. As well as this piece of it worked. Sort of. I think drone plane's the better idea. But you know what? I think this is probably a good idea to end the stream at this point. We'll think about building little drone planes, sending them around to collect science. I think this one's just a little bit too little goofy. But in the meantime, I want everybody to have themselves a fabulous weekend, and we'll see you all again next week.